Hi, hello, and welcome to Vertex of Abundance. This is going to be a Soul Purpose Saturday. Okay, so welcome to Soul Purpose Saturday, brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Supreme Priestess of Saluti. I'll be your oracle today, and I was sent to deliberate the findings for the week or the cycle of 17th, 18th, 19th, all the way onto the 23rd, 24th of June 2002. This is timeless. Of course, readings are timeless. For subtle, for intuitive messages, for inner kind of guidance externally, or how things are going to come across your path, or if it's going to be a physical event, or even said differently, transversely, the physical energy as it's in the cycle or in the transits kind of. So the physical energy is that those dates that I gave you, but if you get this message just months from now, it may hit you on a subtle level or on a relationship or maybe some kind of direct guidance that doesn't involve things that are going to come for you, come across your path, or that you're destined to have an encounter or an event with that have to do with your spirit, karma, life path, destiny. So if it's not coming for your rising sign, it won't have to do with those dates that I gave you. It would be something else that hits you on an intuitive level. Usually that would be your Venus, your moon, or your Saturn. An energetic level or an ego level or an instinctual level that's less intuitive, less feminine, more yang, more masculine, that your instinct, that would be your Jupiter, your Sun, and your Mercury. Okay, so let's see here. Seven of Swords is what we have. What I'm going to do today, I was sent to deliberate the findings. I misspoke. I was sent to deliberate the findings on treacherous people. And it's because there's some cold hard truths that we need to process. We need to allow to expand. It may be harsh, it just may be cold realities. There may be separations. There may have been some kind of backstab. I need a bit more for that. There may have been something that was seized or that came in quickly, suddenly even. It's fine. You may be getting prickly feelings. It will be because you are starting to intuitively sense that somebody's mind, somebody's energy, somebody's ego is oppositional to you, and it's hidden. There may be a hidden enemy, and you may have had a glimpse, a glimmer of what they're doing, or you may have recently come to this awareness with the Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords, 10 of Swords. Everything is fine. 3 of Swords. 7 of Swords here, treachery, cold, harsh expansion, prickly truths, hidden enemies, blocking, separating you from things. You need to be guided through some darkness because you're unique. There's something about you that's eccentric. There's something about you that is some kind of bright light. There's some people around you that need to be taken out no matter what. They're toxic. They bring dark clouds to the sky. Right now, just for right now, we have to be around people who are joyful. If they're sarcastic or don't like how you're working on yourself, cleansing, overcoming, if they don't like how you heal and how you show up authentically to face the world, they're really, really unsafe to be around. Just for a moment, I mean, okay, so you are cleansing and you are very powerful. You are very masterful, and you're savage, you're shark, or said differently, you do have a bite to you, even if you don't use it. It's not. It's not. You are not weak. You are not prey. This type of predation will not stand. How these people are feeding on you or hunting or whatever. Because of your God, sovereign, free, serenity, and royalty, you're not going to be put down by these folk. Whomever these treacherous people are. Every choice, every decision you make, since you are divine, since you live in the light, and they're in their mind fighting with you from a level of dark, from a level of low vibration. So it's like, when those people are like, and like the guy's just like, the guy's underneath not working. And not like they can't land a blow. It's not like you don't feel. It's not like it's not a struggle or whatever. But you're going through it, growing through it, not even always knowing that it's them, or you might not know that there's an enemy, and so they're even getting part of their karma is to watch you succeed and become more beautiful, as they're hating on you, trying to slow you down, as they're hating on you from a petty place. And so imagine having to live as a basic person. Imagine having to be that petty Eddie Patty, that petty Eddie Paula, that petty Eddie Persephone, having to live in the darkness still, or having some contract with the dark. Really what I hear is the word decay, decay, decrepit, decrepit, decay, 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 because they've destroyed themselves, and they keep destroying themselves because they keep digging a hole hoping that you fall into it. And that in reality, that hole becomes a grave that they fall into. And they're the ones that dug it. And they're not understanding how you're remaining free, unbothered, unencumbered, untouched, unblemished. And they're doing some dark things, and they do have inner knowledge. They do have a way to like look in and perceive. They do have a way to understand some uniqueness about you. But they don't understand your choice, and they don't understand why you're chosen. It's because you have the heart and the mind of God, and they might have God-given abilities, but they no longer have a God mind, a God heart, a God eye. And so they're going to lose God's hands. They're not going to stay standing at God's gate, opening God's door for souls. This witch ass hoe is what I'm hearing. Excuse my language. That's what they're saying. This witch ass hoe. That's what I'm hearing. That's my mama. She talks like that. She's an ancestor now. A couple years. Okay, so we truly, genuinely, sincerely are these royal, divine, righteous, starseed children. I'm hearing this song, A Fine Day. It's a fine day, people open windows, they leave their houses just for a short walk. La 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 dee la da da la da 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 la da 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 dee la da da la da 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 da. It's going to be a fine night tonight. It's going to be a fine day tomorrow. It's going to be a fine night tonight. It's going to be a fine day tomorrow. La da la da da. It goes on. So what that is the gates opening up. We're individuals, we're unique. We can walk through the dark and be guided by the light, and the light can be just in us, which means sometimes we're going to be the brightest light in a dark place, and that's going to upset people. I'm hearing the words upset motherfucker. That's what they're saying. That's going to upset mother effers, because we have the whole world in our hands. And we're see, the wolf slips out of trouble because they're both part of a pack, but very, very unique and individual. If that's making a sound, I'm so sorry. If the mic was just upsetting with some kind of weird interference noise, I apologize. I'm really disoriented by the sound situation. I'm not getting it done. If y'all want to make donations and help me out, that would be lovely. So I use this to open up. This is my world. So ego. Well, this earth is mine. Put it that way. Pisces heart. Pisces earth chakra. Pisces Cancerian earth chakra. That's really what I mean. To be precise in my language. Yeah, it's just like a top-down view down to the heart of this earth plane. And I'm hearing the word accretion disk, sea serpent, rainbow serpent. Digpala, Chakrapala. We're really protected because of our uniqueness, and that our uniqueness is being attacked. Our uniqueness is why we're being attacked. And we just have some bite to us. I'm not seeing us be combative. I'm seeing us responding, not reacting. And that's even some of creating more of a problem. That's even enraging this charging bull even more, because we're not biting, we're not taking any bait. We're disoriented and startled. We're not even fully have cognition or perception of what this is, how this is. We're still processing. We're still coming up with language for whatever this is. Yeah, because we're working to help our families. For some reason, that's important. And we do have things that are hidden, or we're discovering or protecting or working on hidden things. Okay, again, it keeps calling us unique and beautiful. It said that, I think, 3 times, definitely 2. It's unique and beautiful, those precise words, unique and beautiful. It's called us that. So it's because we're elegant in the way we feel things out. We are refined and we are elegant. We're elegant and refined. We are not the opposite, instead of a double negative, okay? We are not inelegant and unrefined. We're the opposite of that, elegant and refined, okay? And it's specific to the way that we feel things out. We're guided by spirit in a way that's really beautiful in our innocence and purity. And we con very easily the predator because they're looking for gullibility. And the thing that it is, that innocence and purity just means we have that Lamb of God mark. We have the mark on the Lamb of God. The devil just ran away. Yeah, fuck you, homie. Excuse my language. I apologize. And Satan today better not play with me. I am done. And I'm not looking for no fights. I will just collect your head and keep moving. If I get off the throne is to collect your head, let it be known. And I don't like to repeat myself. So I'm making you accountable now so I can hold you accountable later. Moving on, dismissed. So again, really innocent and pure. And we're discovering this in all different kinds of ways. Mainly, we're finding different or newer spiritual abilities. And it's very, people just are not going to be understanding our gifts. And that's going to be both part of the problem that agitates people, makes them want to have a conflict with us. And it's going to be part of what keeps us protected. We hold a lot of power with ourselves in that way. And we don't need to, we're able to cross the astral waters, cross the celestial family flat. In addition, we really just, again, we hold a lot of power. We have a great celestial endowment with this, okay? Aishvara, I'm hearing, it's a celestial choir. It's in Indra Loka. Indra Rajaya Dimhi, Raya Dimhi, Tanno Indra Rajo Dayatu. Indra Rajaya Dimhi, Raya Dimhi, Tanno Indra Rajo Dayatu. Om Indra Rajaya Dimhi, Mandraya Dimhi, Tanno Indra Rajo Dayatu. Indra Rajaya Dhimahi, Mahindraya Dhimahi, Manondra Rachodayatu. Om Indra Rajaya Dhimahi, Mahindraya Dhimahi, Manondra Rachodayatu. Oh, yeah, I'm hearing a heavenly choir. We have Gandhavas, I mean. We have Gandhara is a priesthood from this realm. Okay. We have Apsaras, which are heavenly belly dancers. I myself am a belly dancer. Okay. We have the Seven of Swords, treacherous people that are bringing in these cold heart expansions with this Knight of Swords, which means we're seizing opportunities. We're okay, meaning we're protected. We did that other celestial channel. It was talking about how we're really elegant and refined in the way we negotiate, navigate, show up, and participate through things. It's because we have these divine celestial powers. We're heavenly. We're divine. We're not out of the dark. We're not of the dark. And that's really what it is. And so those little gifts are opening up the door because the darkness is really fighting. They're trying to give us some kind of bait that we take and get into our system, and it keeps us trapped. They want us to take some kind of bite out of an apple that keeps us stuck in hell for 6 months out of the year, like Persephone, some kind of little story like that. And it just in our own innocence and purity, we whittle, we waddle, we wave through that. We negotiate, navigate through that. We show up and participate and remain present authentically, genuinely, and sincerely. And whatever little magic that they're doing doesn't work. And we may have been innocent, gullible, naive, and really have bitten the bait and got hit with the bullet and not have even known that we were in somebody's hand under some kind of treachery, under some kind of hidden story, ulterior motive. So the Jupiter, we need to go until we see the world card. I hope the world card comes out. That was an Indra mantra that's part of Havioso, Thor, Brihaspati, Zeus. Indra Rajaya Vidmahi, Mahanraya Vidmahi, Tannon Rabrachodayatu. So what they're telling is it's because we're moving forward. We're no longer doing that Venus, Devi, demigoddess kind of being embodied, imbibing for the consciousness experience. We're going to the spiritual, to the divine. We're making sacrifices, maybe even experiencing this a little bit of austerity, maybe. I am sensing austerity and the acceptance thereof. Austerity cleanses. We're allowing whatever prickly or hurt feelings to happen so that we can just move on to higher ground, so we can be done with whatever. So we can hold on to what's true and what's pure. And part of what's happening is we're healing. And the other side would just prefer that we don't get what's coming to us. We don't get our issue. They're hoping that we forget our self-worth and value, our strength, courage, and wisdom, so that we get distracted from what's coming towards us, so that we don't have the earnestness to receive the opportunities that we're being blessed with here. Okay. So we don't complete and accomplish certain things, so that we remain binded or bound, two separate things, 2 bullet points, same concept, 2 bullet points. Also, so that we could be distracted from love or bound out, barred from certain types of union. And so we are actually under some protection, I feel, or we might need some judgment, discernment, or somebody might be feeling guarded because they're in love with us, but they don't know how to tell us because they've been in their mind about how they've been trying to overcome us. Now they have some discernment, judgment. They're an adept at the fact that we're not some kind of loser. We're not some petty punk bitch. They can't fuck us around like they've been doing, excuse my language. This is supposed to be a clean channel. I'm trying to do that. I'm still trying to offer that to the channel. That's not what's been coming through. I did successfully stop cursing for a while. It's coming through again, curse words. To me, when a person is cursing, they're cursing at me. That's how I take it. So I must have, if that's what I expect from people, I need to be able to give them the same in return. So I'm cursing at you right now if I'm using curse words, and I apologize. But that's what was happening. This person here was trying to handle us, they were trying to fuck us, dick us around. It's the language that I'm hearing the spiritual side use. They were trying to dick us around, sow seeds of demise. They were trying to get us to take some bait that was really magic that they had set up to give them franchise in our life to run us down, run us over. They were trying to reset the scales here and have permission through law of lesser magic. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. Through law of lesser magic. The sound may be horrible. I don't know. I'm going to have to listen to this. It always takes me a few days. Within about 72 hours. 72 to 96 hours is when I hear my own messages, because there's only like there's 1.5 other readers I can listen to on YouTube. I myself make up the second reader, and I hear my messages about 3-4 days later. Okay, so there's that Wheel of Fortune. It's saying the King of the River is here, Sobek, to take away treacherous people, to deem people as treacherous, imprison them, bind them, take them away, help you move on, move forward, because you're chosen, you're the brightest star in the sky, you have access to the soul family. You have God's love. I'm hearing this on God's plan. And that's the coveted position. That's what you earned. And that's the sacred energy exchange as well. So if people are coming towards you over the next 2 months, wanting to engage, wanting something from you, that's what your heart, how your heart should open up. Sacred energy exchange, you should feel like your boundaries and standards are being respected, and like the negotiating and the navigating and the being present and the participating has to deal with moving on, moving forward to higher ground. If it has to deal with bringing up things from the past, everything is fine. You don't need to talk about the past. And does it condone anything that they did, but you don't need to prove no points. That was back then. You're not even that person anymore, so you don't even have the same needs that you did back then. You've been working on making changes to whatever you're trying to manifest. Magician card, 8 of Pentacles. You've been working on making changes to whatever you're gonna manifest, and in the higher realm, there is a change happening. Now down here, it might look like a harsh ending, a strict ending, but really you're moving into the realm of being able to take refuge in soul's wisdom. You have an intuitive, innate reservoir of the mysteries. You could understand over the next 2 weeks, over the next 3 weeks, you'll really see starting to set in discernment about your soul's wisdom. Some kind of spell has been broken. Your intuition, your spiritual reservoir, your spiritual endowment, your celestial endowment is really, you're beginning to yield from there very strongly. There was a negative influence on it for a while. The spell needed to be broken. There was an enemy or somebody that wanted an adversary. They were jealous of whatever you had, whatever spirit wanted to give, whatever spirit wanted to send. They were putting some hidden magic, some hidden sorcery on some dark work. They were trying to guide into a foundation of being dark, being broken, being fallen, something along those lines. They wanted you to make an irrevocable choice of some kind, or they wanted to gain dominance, control. So I'm seeing two things, and this is the truth. I'm seeing two things. They want to gain dominance or control over you. So they want to either break you down or fuck you. They can tell you how to come out of it. And they want, and in order to fuck you, they need to get you to fuck yourself. And you're unfuckwithable, not because you're some great almighty, but you are better than them, because they're acting like this because they're intimidated, because they're trying to tear you down. It means they're already beneath you. And that's it, by definition, how it works. If an enemy is hating on you, it's because they actually admire you. And so you're sitting on your throne and you're really ripening and really manifesting, and they don't know how to tear you down. And that's upsetting them to filth. You have here two kings and two queens, the emperor, the tower, and the chariot. The ace of wands, the ace of cups, and the ace of swords. Okay, so these two queens are telling me that there's a conflict. One person has competition and the other person has power and has righteousness and is clearly more masterful and better than the other one. And it's organic without training, indigenous training, sacred training, old world training, or new world training, new age training, or secular training. This person has a natural ability to stay on their position where they are and who they are. This person is us. Whatever we've built for ourselves, whatever position that we've gained some kind of system, structure, foundation with, whatever our means, mechanisms, methodologies, how we've cultivated our mastery, how we've sustained and manifested our mastery, our skill, however we've become a beast, has spooked and shooketh to the very core this nemesis, Lenemica, the queen of wands. So this is a victory, because somebody's trying to move upon us, but we're sustaining a blow from them. But the energy that they're using to strike us with, we're of that energy. It's like the baby trying to threaten the mother that they're going to destroy all the breast milk without realizing that the breast milk comes from the mother. It's literally that analogy. So the baby is several things by that one statement that I said. The baby, that means that the baby has a lack of cognition, perception, doesn't understand the dimensionality. Dimensionality means time and space. So they don't understand the fact that the mother is bigger and compared to the baby is a god, or at least a demigod. They may both be in the third dimension. They may be both mortal. They may be both, X with the LMLP. But by definition, baby, mother, the mother is a demigoddess, especially if there's any melanin. And white people can have melanin, freckles, green eyes, red hair. That's called melanin. Okay. More. The baby also doesn't understand that it's screaming at the source that it's suckling from. Okay. And then the baby needs breast milk. The mother doesn't. So that's the third thing. So that's the core concrete nature of this enemy, of this nemesis. They're dumb, blind, deaf, and effing stupid. Okay. Dumb, blind, deaf, and effing stupid. Because they're going to war with what God gave them to elevate themselves. God gave them a blessing. The universe, goddess, great spirit, gave them a blessing. The thing they had been praying for, a way out of hell. And they went to war with this blessing. So this blessing had to put up blockages for their self-worth and value. They had to process and sustain a prickly expansion, which was a cold hard truth, which was that somebody was treacherous. That's the truth. This person was treacherous. They were guided into ruin and destruction, and because they were dealing with a treacherous person. We were guided into ruin and destruction because we were dealing with the treacherous person, a masterful, high-level, malignant person, a oppositional, adversarial, rulership position, somebody that gained spiritual power over us. That's the core nature of this adversary. They gained spiritual power over us. So I don't know what to say about this. What I will say is you're transmuting, we are transmuting whatever they're sending our way. So if they're sending hate, we're transmuting it into celebration or more power. So they're charging up our battery. They think they're attacking us. They think they're digging all these holes for us to fall into. And no. All they're doing is making sure God knows who is more deserving. All they're doing is reminding God about who he has chosen more. And they're sending these attacks, sending these attacks, sending these attacks. And what they're doing is they're going to destroy themselves. They're going to destroy themselves, quite literally. And see, they're making the choice that the spiritual authorities have to make very clear. They're making their court decision, spiritual court decision, with prejudice. Whatever the consequences, whatever the karma is going to be harsh and severe. And what do? You walk out of that karma, you move on, move forward. You stay on your own throne, have self-governance, self-mastery, self-autonomy. You yield from your drives, desires, passions, motivations, ambitions, wherever you're feeling or needing or desiring. Celebration, competition. Take a moment to process. What is the subtle energy there? Is that a confirmation of what's alive in you, or is it a warning, a trigger for external forces that might need to be cleansed and purified? There's going to be some kind of sustaining a blow, almost as an initiation, if we have self-governance, self-mastery, self-autonomy here. If we have that, we'll survive this blow that's coming. So this is on the matters of treachery. We're going to have another 2 months of the enemy destroying themselves essentially through attacking us. So, but that attack is unpleasant. It's been an honor and pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so.